being hounded by McGurran. Trying to find some space. He'll send it back to O'Neal. O'Neal, quarterback of this Richmond offense. His brother Evan, also a part of the rotation for the Spiders. A lot of room for Merklinger. Tries to get loose. There's Ty Banks, the All-American defender. Down to 15 on the timer. O'Neal trying to go to work against the freshman Plath, who's been just a cause turnover machine. In front, shot and a goal. What a feed by O'Neal, and what a put away by Joe Sheridan right in front of the doorstep, and Richmond breaks on top 1-0.
Richmond goal by number 7, Joe Sheridan. The assist to number 5,
Joe Sheridan, a guy who has gotten back to his all-rookie team level in the A-10 in his junior season, and right there able to beat McGurran point blank and beat Moore for a 1-0 Richmond lead. Good year, but has been banged up the last few games, of course, replacing the grad student James Ball, who's yet to play this year. Over the last few games, they've gone with a combo of Wilson Van Buren and Matthew Riley. And against a good face-off man in Jared Chenoy today, the senior from Lauderdale, Florida. Could be issues, could be a lot of possessions for a really good Richmond team looking for a signature win on the season. The Spiders beat UVA, thinking that one might be their signature win, but the Cavaliers have struggled this year. Chance in front, and that's a goal. What a move to get himself open as Evan O'Neal will put it away off the feed. As Aiden O'Neal, his older brother, comes and daps up little bro as Richmond getting a couple of point-blank opportunities early in this game. That's the frustrating thing. Richmond brought it back in 2014. It's a 3-0 record. The two teams also met in the 80s 3 times, all Georgetown victories. The only really close one came 2 years ago right here at Cooper Field, where the Spiders nearly knocked off the Hoyas, a year that Richmond went to the NCAA tournament. It was a 13-12 Georgetown win. Miller kind of jostled as he passed, thought about the shot. Bayman coming back around, and Fulton Bayman scores. So Bayman able to get the Hoyas on the board, get some life in this crowd, as now Georgetown trails it 2-1 off a solid move from Fulton Bayman. 5:51 left to go. See it here. Bayman working on Braden Penafeather Stevenson. Just got enough, and using the defender as a bit of a screen to beat Vigu for the Georgetown, one of the teams kind of credited with maybe making it a little more physical in the 3-on-3 on face-offs because of some of the great face-off men they had to figure out a way to get by. Now you really see it everywhere. Nice play there by Ricciardi. Keep it in front of him. Under 30 on the timer. He'll deliver it off. Here's Gavin Creo. Creo makes a nice move, get himself open for a second, and he'll score. Creo able to shake Carroll out of his boots, get some space, and Richmond with another point-blank goal for a 3-1 lead. It's one thing this year Georgetown has had to worry a little bit about. For such a long time, the Hoyas had that great pass. Georgetown been a lot better, and they'll say that's tipped by the Spiders. It will stay with the Hoyas. 15 to go on the penalty, 65 on the timer. Chance in front, wide of the cage, stays with the Hoyas as Caggiano was there. Now down to 6 on the man up. Spiders back to full strength. Shot, and that's a goal as Kevin Miller Vigu got a piece of it, but not enough as it ends up in the back of the net. Now Richmond up 3-2. Miller with the score, the freshman from storied Landon.
Taking the face off for Georgetown, number 30.
Georgetown back down by 1. 7th of the season for Kevin Miller, a guy that you didn't really expect to kind of come on as strong as he has. Not the biggest of guys, but we know in the game of lacrosse, those guys can be effective, and Miller has been. Excuse me, the 9th goal for Miller on the year. And back to a 3-2 game. Here's Merklinger. Sheridan gets loose for a second, but Herb back to find him. Boys scrambling a bit. O'Neal now on Plath. He'll keep it moving. Plath again has been so good this year. Kind of like Ty Banks last year. Comes in right away, and there's a cannon blast off the stick of Max Merklinger. Guy that is really coming to his own this year and able to beat Anderson Moore. And 10 yards out, just turn and fire, and Moore had no chance at that fastball. 4-2 lead now for Richmond as we get another look. He's got the hands free, and Moore barely able to aim off of the starts of the second overtime. That's the Duke faceoff man able to beat Jared Chinoy, take it in for the quick goal. And in his post-game comments, Dan Giamatti said it made it even tougher because Chinoy had already scored 2 goals kind of off face-off runs. So that had to be hard on the face-off man as the flag goes down. Looks like a trip on O'Neal, and that'll trickle in as Anderson Moore starting to have some trouble. Didn't have his best game last week against High Point, and now Richmond beats him again. It's now 5-2. Penalty should be waved off.
The assist to number 11, Daniel.
Right now, get another shot. But Moore, you can see how frustrated he is. Didn't stop that one. He'll wave the flag off. So let's see what the Hoya offense can do, as the Hoya defense has had their struggles so far today against a very solid Richmond team. Here's Marshall. Marshall got his first ever playing time last week in a start against High Point. Came up with a goal and an assist. Hoya is looking to hold this one for the final shot of the quarter. 25 on the game clock, 30 on the timer. There's a shot, there's a goal. Kevin Miller comes up big again, his second of the game. Makes it Richmond 5, Georgetown 3. Pass by Carroll, then just the quickness and a tough angle shot by Kevin Miller, the freshman from Clarksburg, Maryland. Had a hat trick in his best numbers up. Broke the Richmond record for ground balls in last Saturday's matchup against Duke. Also the winningest face-off man in Richmond history. Most wins as he broke that mark against Mercyhurst earlier in the season. Carroll dishes it off. Here comes Miller again. He'll pass in front. Point blank score. There's Fulton Bayman. Tiptoes around the crease and beats Vigu. to make this a 5-4 game. Right now, it's all been about Fulton Bayman and Kevin Miller. They've got all 4 Hoya goals. We're back to a 1-goal game. Miller, the playmaker, drew 3 spiders. And you see Bayman right there looking like a wide receiver, just tapping those toes, kick away an opportunity to tie the game up. Vigue, long pass across to Sheridan. And Richmond with the successful clear. I mentioned that before. Spiders are a top 5 team in clearing in the nation. On the run is O'Neal to the top, and that's another goal as Lucas Littlejohn puts that one away. And again, the Spiders up 6-4.
Richmond goal by number 27, Lucas Littlejohn.
Right now, that is the 6th shot on goal for Richmond. As all 6 have found to the back of the net.
Taking the face-off for Georgetown, number 33, Wilson Van Buren. For Richmond,
So after that Hoya momentum, Richmond goes back to what's been working, getting guys open in front of the net. Sheridan. Banks, keep him at stick's length. Banks has just been such a good player in his season and a half on the Hilltop. Pass to the front, loose, but recovered. Nice play there as Littlejohn kept it alive. Again, Banks gets a stick on it and paddled ahead. He will come away with it. It'll stay Richmond ball, eventually chased down by Ricciardi. Little transition chance, and it beats the Hoyas, and Kevin Warren is hopping mad right now as his defense relaxed once that ball went out. Richmond took advantage of the nice feed that Aiden O'Neal put away for now a 3-goal lead for Richmond. Georgetown just out of position, 2 defenders, but no one on O'Neal as Plath and Hawes pass to the top, and that's going to go wide of the cage. They're going to say it's off the stick of Moore, so it resets the shot clock, so now Richmond can hold for the last shot if they choose. Under 20 on the game clock. Here's O'Neal. Passes in front, and it's going to be a goal. This time, I believe, Littlejohn off the feed. We've seen that so many times today. Richmond feeding to in front of the crease, beating Moore, who clearly looks frustrated. He got a piece of it, but not enough. Tried to paddle it out at the last second, but to no avail. That's another on the docket for Richmond, and it was Littlejohn out of Ontario for the Hoyas, as leading scorer Aiden Carroll has been shut out in the first 30. Richmond wins the opening faceoff, and Georgetown trying to get it back, but Banks tried to paddle it ahead, was stuck with 2 men. Richmond gets it back. Right now, numbers, the Hoyas trying to match up. O'Neal being harassed by Plath. He had more vision. He might have found the open man and put the Spiders up by more. And right now, a banged up Georgetown team. He wants them before the contest, and that will go. As that's another goal. This time it's Jack Ricciardi. He scores, and now a 5-goal lead for Richmond. As that's going to be Ricciardi's 3rd of the season, Ricciardi's 2nd of the season. And now a 5-goal lead for Richmond. And give the Hoyas another opportunity. Here's Jordan Ray. Hoyas could use an explosion out of him today. Here's Marshall. Not much there. Bayman sends it back to Marshall. Now back to Bayman from X. To the top. Here's Miller's shot, and Miller scores. That's a hat trick for the freshman. He's keeping them in it. Now Richmond 9, Georgetown 5. Sky's starting to darken a bit here at Cooper Field, as there's the shot from Miller. Here's Bayman. Miller moves it along. Now Marshall didn't field it cleanly, but able to pick it back up. Down to 25 on the timer. Caggiano out there wearing 44. Another high pass. Here's Carroll in front, and Caggiano unable to pick that one up. And here goes Richmond. And right now, and that's going to be on the run, as Merklinger able to find the charging Ricciardi. And now Richmond's got 10. Some of the sins of last week in the High Point game against a better opponent in Richmond. The Spiders have not let the Hoyas off the hook, as he is not all the way back. Chance in front. That'll be off the side by Goldberg. Does reset the shot clock. Bayman. Caesar. Pass it in front again, and that has been a dead end all day for the Hoyas, where the Richmond defense has just cleared out everyone in the middle. Transition chance here, and it's a goal, and it's a hat trick for Ricciardi, as the Richmond fans are feeling it right now, as they are doing to Georgetown what the Hoyas like to do to others. And Ricciardi getting his first start, and boy, did Dan Chamati pull the right card, as he is delivered with 3 goals today after coming in with just 1. And right now, Georgetown reeling. Again, that'll bounce wide. Stays with Richmond, as O'Neal will bring it back in. Sheridan on the run. Shot, that's wide. 21 seconds on the timer. Richmond has been in double digits in goals in all but 2 of their games this year. 9-8 win over Lehigh, bit of a slugfest up in the Lehigh Valley. That's a goal. That's Merklinger. And Richmond now up by 7 on the Hoyas, 12-5. Spiders were pointing to this game, boy, have they played well. Maybe taking advantage of some things that the Hoyas haven't done well, but so far today, the Hoyas only 2 goal scorers. Bayman's got 2, Miller's got 3. Everyone else taking the goose egg so far. There's a shot, and that will be a goal, as Ben Furley's joined the party. Freshman from Timonium, Maryland. And powerhouse McDonough goes low and beats Vigu as the Hoyas get an open look and cash it in to make it a 12-6 game. Just the second of the year for Furley, one that the Hoyas needed. Not bad defense. This game a little time and scored on all that much either. Their high in goals was last week against Duke. That's goals allowed, as they gave up 13 to the Blue Devils in double overtime. In their other two losses, they gave up 12 to Cornell and Maryland. So you're talking about some of the best teams in the nation, only able to put up 12 in regulation against the Spiders. We'll see what the Hoyas can do today. But very likely, Georgetown's going to have to find some lockdown defense. Of course, they're finding some offense. This time it's Ben Furley once again, so the freshman's starting to feel it as Georgetown starts to chip away again. Now a 12-7 game as Furley with his second. There's the shot and a goal. To run. Richmond's been able to have the personnel they've wanted out there on defense. That's over the top, but Caggiano with the backup. Five-goal lead for Richmond. Georgetown has scored the last two. Can they make it three? Bayman. Down to 15 on the timer. Fulton shoots. Fulton scores. He's got a hat trick. Hoyas are within four. So Bayman and Miller with hat tricks for the Hoyas. Get this back to a manageable deficit. Bayman with his favorite move comes around and able to beat Vigu, sticks up here and complete a heck of a comeback. They were down 7 at one point, and that's thrown away. That's a tough one to make a mistake on. There's a little too much pepper on it from Miller. Richmond thought about getting on the run. Hoyas have not been good in scramble situations today, and right now Georgetown has some offensive players stuck out there. They'll make the switch as a big collision that they'll play on. And right now the clock is in the Spiders' favor. Every time the Hoyas are unable, as we've seen it all day long, coming from the backside. This time it was Little John for another goal today. That's his third, so he has a hat trick, and it's back to a 5-goal lead for Richmond. Again, just left wide open on the backside. Hoyas on the day, befuddling the Hoya defense and sophomore goalie Anderson Moore at times, while the Richmond defense has done a great job of really keeping the Hoyas at bay. Not a lot of easy chances, and some of the Hoyas' best have been completely shut out. Aiden Carroll without a goal today. Joe Caesar held scoreless. Jordan Ray as well. And again, low on the shot clock here. There's a shot, nice save by Vigu. Second chance, that's a goal. What a pickup by Miller, as he'll put it away, his fourth of the day, and give the Hoyas a little bit of life. It's back to a 4-goal game.
Number 49, Kevin Miller.
You see the shot. Vigu unable to corral the rebound. What a pickup, and a quick shot by Miller to make it 13. And wow, a lot of contact and no push. McGurran comes up with it. Officials have let them go today. Carroll had a little open space, and that's going to be wide of the cage. Point blank chance for Caggiano. That was perfect for what the Hoyas were looking for. Could really be their first transition goal of the game and a quick score. There's a flag. There's a shot. There's a goal by Jordan Ray. And depending on what this call is, the Hoyas might have a little bit of an opportunity here. I think there was contact to the head. So it looks like because it's contact to the head, the goal is going to count. And now with a man-up opportunity. Right now, looking like Richmond's going to come away with a big win. Their biggest of the season. Obviously, they reveled in the victory over Virginia, but the Cavs a little bit down this year. Be their first ranked win of the campaign. Might be a last flurry here. Carroll with the takeaway. James Carroll dishes it off to Aiden Carroll, goes top shelf as he finally puts himself on the board, and the Hoyas down by 2 with 1:18 left to go.
Georgetown goal by number 12, Aiden Carroll. James Carroll.
So James Carroll finding his brother Aiden. So we've had two sets of brothers show their stuff today. Huge face-off here. If Riley can win it, the Hoyas might have a shot. And it'll be a Hoya win. Here's Erb. And in front, and it's a goal! We got a game going on here. Fulton Bayman from Erb. It's a one-goal contest. Well, Kevin Warren would have loved to have seen his Hoyas wake up a little bit earlier, but they got a shot. As Erb, this is the transition that Kevin Warren wants to see from his defenders. Finds a man in front. Bayman beats Vigu.